Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be sharing with you a few tips and tricks of how I stay productive from home. So I actually switched to an all-online semester in the beginning of January. So my husband is actually from a different state and I had to move, and for my school transition to be more fluid, I decided to just take online classes for the semester. It was definitely a learning curve. I had to figure out how to control my own time. There was no professor, there was no friends or classmates. No one was telling you, hey, are you coming to class? Or hey, did you do this homework? No one did that. So I was pretty much alone, and I was in full control of what I was doing with my time. So I would find myself organizing my entire wardrobe at like 1 p.m. And this was a daily thing, because I had just moved. I was constantly like, let me do this, let me change this. I had all this new furniture. I need to figure out how to make everything sit the way I wanted to. I had to figure out all these different things, and I was constantly sidetracked, okay? I'm not even going to lie about it. It was very hard for me to learn to focus at home. And then what happened was, quarantine came around, and then everyone was sitting from home, and then everyone was working from home, and then my husband actually had to leave his office job and start working from home as well. So we are both at home for like a couple months now, working together side by side. And the biggest thing that actually helped us was moving our desk into a separate office area. So we had a spare room in the house. We decided to move our desk into there. That way we had a special barrier. Like every morning you get up and you physically go to work. So every morning we started getting up and physically walking to our office. So that really helped us. That really helped me mentally, because every time I would be sitting doing my homework in my bedroom, my eyes would see, oh my God, I would think, oh my God, I need to go throw in the laundry. Oh my God, I need to go do this. I need to go do this. I need to go do this. And I was just seeing all these things in my room that I wanted to get done, or let me organize this really quick, or let me put away my winter clothes. So my day was very jumbled. There was no structure. And it took a lot of inner work, and it took a lot of reading books. I actually read Eat That Frog, How to Stop Procrastinating. And pretty much the gist of that book was to eat the ugliest and grossest and biggest frog of the day, aka the biggest task that you don't want to do. Do it the first thing. Do it the first thing when you wake up every morning. And he said the ugliest ones, eat them first. That way you're done. That way your worst part of the day is over, okay? And that put a lot of things into perspective for me. I really started treating my days as, let me do this biggest task first. So every morning when you get up, start with your biggest task. And this leads me to my next tip, is to make realistic to-do lists, okay? I used to write to-do lists like study 5 hours for biology, or get this done. And they were so not realistic goals. They were just too big to accomplish. And then at the end of the day, I would feel so bad about myself that, oh my God, I didn't get that done. What I started doing is breaking it up to tiny tasks. For example, the best way that I study is with my phone on airplane mode and putting a 1-hour timer. So I will put a 1-hour timer and I will do this little task. For example, read 1 chapter and take notes on that 1 chapter, okay? That's a realistic to-do list. What's a non-realistic to-do list is, study 5 hours. If you can do that, great. But if you are the type of person that needs to check off little check marks of like, read this chapter, read this chapter, read this chapter. And if you're gonna feel better about yourself by checking off each thing that you did, you're gonna feel better about yourself. If you didn't get done, you're just going to transfer those few items to the next day. And that's okay. And I notice the more I get done throughout the day, the more check marks I mark on my to-do list, the better I feel about myself when I go to bed at night, and I feel like, this was such a good day. I got so much done. I was so productive. I cooked dinner, I cleaned, I did my laundry, I did my homework, I worked out. It was just an awesome day. So for all that to happen, and I know it's gonna be hard because it was so hard for me, but you're really gonna need to start structuring your time. You're really gonna need to tell yourself, okay, right now I'm turning my phone off. And right now I'm gonna set that 1 hour timer, and I'm gonna study, and I'm gonna do this specific task for 1 hour. Once that task is done, get up, eat something, work out. Make sure your workout is on your to-do list as well. That way, when you're done with it, you can check it off. And that's just one more productive thing you did that day. Another thing that I'd like to point out is do things that make you feel good, okay? My husband and I were big on candles. Every morning we light our candle and we start our work. It makes us feel good. Or lotion, like hand lotion, before you start studying, put on a nice hand lotion. You know, the smell is gonna make you feel good. Find what makes you feel good and do it. And if it's gonna make that job, if it's gonna make studying or working a little bit more pleasant, do that. Or another thing that I like to do is I will type, Spotify actually is great about this. You can actually type in like mood booster playlists and they will come up. And people create all these playlists to boost your mood. And if that's gonna help you be happy and productive when you're studying, you do that. Listen to your body. We are all so different. And it took me so long to come to this realization. I used to feel bad or guilty or, oh, I'm not studying enough, I'm not doing this enough, but we're all so different, and you just need to study your own body. You need to study your own brain. You need to learn more about yourself. What works for me? Okay, that didn't work. Today was not a good day. How can I make my day tomorrow better? And so with learning about yourself, and it's hard because it took me a while, but now I can say that yes, you know, I can work from home, I can study from home, I know what I need to do. One more tip, and this might sound kind of weird, but take your supplements, okay? When I take my fish oil in the morning, I am so energetic. No coffee gives me kind of this hyper buzz, and I don't really like drinking too much coffee. I usually just have a tiny bit of coffee, and most of it is like milk. So I just drink it for the experience in the mornings. But the things that give me long-term steady energy are green tea and my vitamins. So my vitamins I take every single morning, and then my green tea I just drink all day. Green tea, lemon and honey, and especially when it's cold, I can add some ice into it and it tastes so yummy. And it just gives me this really beautiful energy that coffee just doesn't. Coffee kind of messes with my anxiety, and it just makes me feel so jittery. Green tea, I just feel so zen, and I feel a steady flow of energy all day. This might sound so cliche and so repetitive, but eat well, okay? When you're eating chips, they're going to make you feel so heavy and clogged. When you're eating berries throughout the day, or when you're eating other healthy foods, you're going to feel so light and you're going to feel so good about yourself, and it really will give you the right energy because we are what we eat. Another thing is the way our brains are structured is we are structured to want dopamine, right? When you do a task that gives you pleasure and makes you feel good about yourself, your brain is releasing dopamine. And if you're doing a task that is not releasing dopamine, you're not going to want to do it. So by studying for an exam and getting an A, you're releasing so much dopamine that for the next exam, you just want to study and get that other A. But if you're not studying so well and then you don't do so well on that exam, you're not releasing that dopamine because, oh, well, that work didn't pay off, so why even bother, right? I know a lot of us can get stuck into that habit of thinking that way. But if you just work really hard and you put so much work into your exam and you get that A, you're going to release all this dopamine that's going to want you to do more work, and it's going to want you to work even harder. So you really have to trick your brain into wanting to do those hard things and to release that dopamine. When we work out, you know, we feel so good about ourselves after. Of course, it's so hard to force yourself to work out. I have to drag myself to the workout mat, especially now with quarantine, but I really had to learn how to tell myself, you know, hey, you need to do this workout. You've been feeling so low on energy and I need to go work out. This is gonna make me feel good. And so I kind of tell myself like, this will make you feel good. And it does. Every time I work out, I feel so good about myself afterwards. So really do those things that will produce dopamine, okay? Do hard work that will make you feel good in the end. And that's all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video so I can make more of these videos, and let me know if this was helpful. Please let me know if you learned something from this video, or if it reinforced something you already know, or if you want to give me your hacks on how you stay productive from home, I'm always open to learning from other people. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.